Good morning, people. I hope we're all well. Wow, what have we got to say? I'll tell you exactly what we're going to say. It is another glorious day, but I am an hour earlier. It's just after 6 a.m. Go take my headphones out for a second, because it's so peaceful. Considering an hour's difference to what time I would normally be out taking him, how peaceful it is. It's quite surreal, because I know exactly what it's going to be like in an hour's time out here. Because 7:30, 8 o'clock when I'd normally take him, but it's like 6:10, and it's lovely. It's nice and cool. It's still a bit of a chill, morning chill in the air, which is why I've decided to start coming at this time of the morning, because I don't think it's fair on him. He's a big furry old boy, and when it gets hot, it does get too hot, so I thought I'd bring him nice and early. So, new week, new regime. That's what I was thinking, because there's a swan in the background, look. Where is it? There it is. Swan just sat in the Maud Foster drain. So, yeah, it's pretty. So yeah, new week, new regime. Last week we talked a little bit about sleep. Our course, our section on sleep is only a very small section. Sleep is probably one of the most important sections, because if you don't get good sleep, you're tired, and being tired can affect your mood. So although it's not a massive section, it's still a really important section. But it also, with it being a small section, gives you time to reflect on the other stuff you've done the week before. So just because we move on to a week that's about sleep doesn't mean you can affect your nutrition, or just because we're doing well-being doesn't mean you don't have to think about sleep. Everything ties in together. And this is a lifestyle, this is a way of life, this is how we live, this is how I live every day. But what we're going to be talking about this week is my subject. This is my thing. So this week is fitness week. Yes. So we are out nice and early. We'd normally be out anyway, but we're out nice and early this morning because we're trying to burn some calories. And I always find that early morning cardio before I've eaten is the best way to burn my calories. I definitely lose the most fat this way, without a doubt. But when we think about fitness or exercise, should maybe call it exercise week. When we think about fitness, we have to think about it's very personal. It's personal to you, and what works for you or what your goal is might require something different, or might be a different type of exercise to what the next person is. That's why most, not all, but most online PTs, personal trainers, look, there's a guy here in the background here, a little fish, Monday morning fish, why not? That's why most online personal trainers aren't really suitable. You know, like the ones that just do generic programs, generic weight loss. I saw one the other day that said top 5 exercises to beat diabetes. That's such shit. And it's part of the reason why I like doing what I do, because we do much more personal stuff. We talk about what works for individuals. And what works for me is getting up in the morning, doing this morning cardio, and now because I'm doing this, it means I can fit a weight session in before I go to work, so I get all my exercise done in the morning and out of the way. Some people hate training in the morning. I've got friends that can't stand it, they do all their training in the evening. And I guess it's just finding what works for you and where you've got your time. But I would say most people, and again, I have had feedback and a bit of arguing about this from people, most people can get up half an hour earlier and do half an hour of exercise. I'm not saying everyone can. I used to have a guy who used to say, oh, most people can do this. And he's like, well, I start work at 4 a.m. So, wait, sit, wait, nicely. And yeah, I kind of get that. But what I was saying is we're talking about helping the majority of people. If you're someone that's a 4 a.m. riser, then you've got to find what works for you. Yeah, well, start work at 4 a.m. What time do you finish? How tired are you when you get home? What's your sleep like? You know, that's the questions you've got to ask yourself. You've got to fit something in somewhere. What work do you do? I've got a friend who drives security trucks, and at every one of his stops, he does 15 press-ups. You can always fit it in somewhere. Sit, sit, sit. Right, nicely then. And the fact is that out of everything we're going to talk about, when we're talking about doing a programme, me personally, I think this is the hardest section, because it's not hard to not eat something. Yeah, it takes a little bit of willpower, but it's not hard. It's not physically difficult. Sit, 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 wait, nicely. It's not physically difficult to get an early night. It's not physically difficult to think more positively, but it is physically difficult to drag yourself out of bed half an hour earlier and take yourself for a walk with your dog. Or it's physically difficult to, before you cook your tea in the evening, to do half an hour cardio, some press-ups, some jumping jacks. It's physically difficult, and most people, when something's physically difficult, go, oh, I can't do this. It's too hard. So people drop out of. It's why people, a lot of the time, don't exercise, because it sucks. And it does suck. And I fucking hate cardio. I used to have a saying, cardio is a Spanish word, and it means weights. I love doing weights, but weights don't get rid of that. Well, I suppose they do. That's wrong, because you're still burning calories. But a combination of exercise, for me, is what works the best. So, I guess, leave me a comment. Let me know what your goal is, physically. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle? Do you want to put weight on, just any generic weight? And obviously, you can always pop in the Discord. There's loads of conversations in the Discord. And it's much easier for me to put advice in the Discord than it is on every single comment, because I get a lot of comments. But I am still managing to answer every single comment, which is good. But yeah, leave me a comment. Think about your physicality this week. Think about what it is you want to achieve, what exercise you want to do, what your barriers are with exercise, and drop us a comment. Join our Discord. And I'm sure for a new week, for what looks like it's going to be a glorious week, there's going to be plenty of exercise going on to help us achieve our goals.